This is the system that I'm going to follow to buy back my freedom. And if you copy this same system, you could buy back your freedom too. First of all, you need a skill. And if you don't have a skill, not to worry. I will get onto that in a moment. But with that skill, in order to build this skill, there's going to be problems to get there. For me, the skill that I'm trying to build, and I am building, is my communication and public speaking. From communication, there is a lot of problems to solve. And the reason that I know so much about all these problems is because when I had my head injury from MMA, one of the problems that I got was my ability to communicate. I found it very hard to pronounce words. I found it very hard to string together sentences. And I found it very hard to find the right word, pick it out, grab it, and say it within my speech. I was getting everything mixed up. From that, I realised I've got a lot of problems, and this was 2.5 years ago. So I set a mission to try and fix these problems. Because what this did to me was give me, first, social anxiety. Second, it took away my confidence when speaking. And third, because my confidence was gone speaking, when it was my turn to speak, I wouldn't speak. I'd stay quiet or I'd pretend I had nothing to say when really I did. I just didn't want to fuck up my words. I didn't want to mumble. I didn't want to trip over my tongue. I wasn't willing for that to be me for the rest of my life. And because of the mindset that was installed within me from my family and from MMA, I decided to find the solutions to these problems. Because I was not willing to settle to speak like that for the rest of my life. Not one bit. So over the last 2.5 years, 2 years and 3/4, I've been working on my communication. I've solved a lot of problems, I've created a lot of solutions. But I know I'm not the only one to have problems like this, of feeling shy when it's your turn to speak, to get anxious when it's your turn to speak, to mess up your words, to trip over your tongue, to not want to speak in work and business and presentations because you're shy, or you don't know what to say, or your mind goes blank. I know I'm not the only one. I knew I wasn't the only one. Which is why I decided recently to create a YouTube. Because I had all these problems. I created the solutions to these problems. Now, I just need to give those problems and those solutions in a format of a video to help other people, which is going to be on YouTube. That is my marketing. That's how I'm going to build a following. And this is what you can do if you don't have a skill yet. You can document building the skill. Now, I've been working my communication for 2.5 years, but I've been really focusing on it a lot more this year. And I've been building out a proper system because I knew all these exercises I was doing in my head. Let me put this on silent. I knew all the exercises I was doing in my head, but I didn't have a system behind it. It was going to be very hard to use the same exercises that I did on other people, which is why I created a system for all your communication needs so you can become a better communicator. And as I'm creating this skill and I'm developing my skill, I'm going to document this on YouTube. So when you have your skill, if you want to be good at video editing, or you want to be good at PTing, or you want to be good at cooking, you can document building this skill on YouTube to build the following. Even stuff like coding or building websites or email marketing, these are all skills that you can build. But once you can pick a skill, in order to gain that skill, there's going to be problems on the way. And you've got to find those problems and create solutions to those problems, because no one will put money into your pocket if you don't solve a problem. Let's think. All right, a PT, what problems do they solve? Number one, accountability, lazy people. People get a PT because they can't stick to a routine. And the reason they get the PT is because they put a time, they put a date that they have to be there. And that PT makes them accountable. That's one problem that they solve. Number two, physique. It could be lose weight or it could be gain weight. The problem, they are struggling, bloody hell, they are struggling to gain weight or they are struggling to lose weight. They create the solution. That's why people pay a PT. Let's think of a business, Newtonic, that is a productivity drink. They solve the problem of laziness or drinking too many coffees and having too much caffeine within your system. Newtonic, they are a substitute for coffee. So when you are doing work, they can get more work done. They are more productive. And because they are more productive, they are going to be better with their time. They're probably going to make more money and they're going to feel better about themselves. That is the problem that Newtonic solve. The solution, they have a drink with 5 or 6 nootropics in there to help solve the problem. That's how they get business. That's how they get money out of your pocket and put it into theirs. So you need to think of a skill that you can think of problems associated with that skill and you can create the solutions. And like I said, it's totally fine if you don't know that yet. You can pick the skill that you want to pick, anything. Anything, you can just build that skill. And whilst you're building that skill, build the following with that skill, which is what I've done on my YouTube. I've got a second YouTube channel. I will put that below. And right now, at this current moment in time, I think I'm on 18 subscribers. I'm not buying nothing with 18 subscribers. That's not going to buy any freedom whatsoever. But I know to buy freedom and to do what you want, when you want, you need to have financial stability. And the way I'm going to get financial stability through this is by getting data. And data is emails. Through the clips that I make, finding a problem of communication and giving them the solution, and through these videos, my aim is to send them to my landing page or my squeeze page to get the email address. And the way I get their email address is by giving something away for free, completely free. But it is related to the skill. It is related to building the skill. It is related to solving the problem and giving them the solution. That is the whole point. If you are not solving a problem, it does not matter. Chuck it in the bin. See you later, alligator. The lead magnet I'm using is to 2x your confidence and to own any room that you walk into. That is the result. I will give you the tools to be confident when speaking in meetings, to be confident in speaking on the spot and in spontaneous situations, to have a variety of techniques so you are not only knowledgeable, but you are also engaging. Imagine you're a 10 out of 10 in your knowledge, but your communication is a 2 out of 10. You're only ever going to be perceived as a 2 out of 10. So these are the problems that I'm solving within this lead magnet. And really, it's at the moment, it's 10 emails. I give them 10 emails in a sequence. But the whole point of that is to get the emails. That's all I care about. Because when I come to sell a product or a service, I can email all these people. If I felt like I was ready right now to sell the product, I could go YouTube emails. Within the emails, there would be upsells and CTAs to the product. But right now, I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing on finding the problems, giving the solutions, putting that into a video on YouTube, but making it for them. And then from that, get their emails. And when I'm ready to do so, which is going to buy my freedom, which can buy your freedom as well, you're going to sell something. Now, your options are to sell a product or sell a service. Now, these are very important. You need to know the difference between these two, because if you sell one, you will not buy back your freedom. You'll be working for yourself, but that is not freedom. Now, service, that is when you sell your time. Product, that is where you sell something. What I am going to do is sell a service first. I want to get that one-on-one experience. I want to get real life experiences from clients and find out more problems. Because the problems that I had is this. But some clients might be here, might be here, might be here. They'll have different problems within communication, and that will make me a better coach. It will make me a better teacher. And from that, I will create more solutions. So when it comes to building the product, building a course online of public speaking, communication to enhance your skills at work and create more opportunities than you thought was possible, I will have more knowledge. I will have more transformations that I've already made that I can use as reviews, I can use as testimonials, I can use within the course, showing examples of me working with certain individuals on stages or at businesses or on Zoom call. And for that reason, I'm going to go service first. Once I feel comfortable with that, I will then sell the product, because the product is what will buy back your time and will buy back your freedom. Because you put your content on YouTube, which is an evergreen platform. You then get the emails, which is an email automation series, which you will create, and then you will sell a product which is already made, and then money goes into your bank account. And then with that money, you can then go to the beach, get a margarita, sit by the beach, get a pizza, chill. You can then go to the gym. You can then lift your weights. You can then do whatever you want, because you've created a system which is building a skill, but finding the problems associated with that skill and creating the solutions. Then use your YouTube to get data, to get emails. Once you've got the emails, you can sell, because then you are selling in private but giving in public, and it looks a lot better. Then you can sell a service or you can sell a product. It's totally up to you. But remember, a service, if it's your time on the service, will not buy back your time. If you have people working for you, then yes, that could be buying back your time, because you're not actually putting your time into it. But that is the system that you can follow to make sure you have freedom in your life and you can go by the beach and do what the hell you want. Or tomorrow you can go to Dubai and chill there for a week. Or tomorrow you can get your mum from England, you can fly her all the way to Australia. You can just say, oh, here's a 5-star hotel, I've rented you a Rolls Royce. You can go in there and, oh, you've got 10 grand at the shop, buy what you want. Yep, nice one, mum. Yep, see you later on. Yeah, that's the dream. And this is what I'm going to follow. In the description below, I'm going to give you some examples. The top link is going to be the 2x your confidence in communication and win over any room that you walk into. The second link is going to be about improving your confidence in confrontation and facing your fears and going for your dream. That is more towards my MMA brands. The link below that is actually going to be a product, if you are interested. It's a product and a service at this current moment in time, but I will teach you how to fight over 8 weeks and to get confident whilst you are learning how to fight. So if you ever get in confrontation, you won't back down. If someone starts on your kid or your other half, you can boom, bang them out in one. That is an 8-week program where you will train in the comfort of your own home, and I will be your coach, your MMA coach. And don't you worry, I'll make sure you don't get hit in the head like I did. Learn from your mistakes. And to do with links, I think that's it. I think that is it. But this channel now, I'm just going to do what I want. Talk business, talk money, talk mindset, talk perspective, maybe some travel vlogs if I feel like it. I don't really know. This one, whatever I feel like doing, I'm going to put on it. If I learn something new within the day, I will put it on. For example, if I've read a book and I thought that's something that I can put on, that's a problem. That's a problem that people have. I'm going to create the solution for that. I'm going to put it onto YouTube. That's literally what I'm going to do with this one. I'm going to find a problem. I'm going to put it on as a solution. On the other channel, my second one, it probably will be my first one soon, but that is all focused around public speaking, communication, finding your voice and being confident and competent when it comes to speaking. Yeah, that'll do today. That will do. Beautiful. Beautiful first video back. I don't say so myself. Get some water and what do we say now? Check out this video. It's probably cool. See ya.